They say the mate bond is the most beautiful feeling in the world. They say it feels like coming home. They lied. For me, it felt like a knife twisting in my gut. I stood in the center of the pack hall, my hands trembling as I reached out for him. Liam, the beta's son, the boy I had loved since I was a child. The moment the clock struck midnight on my 18th birthday, I smelled him. Cedarwood and rain. I knew he was mine, but he didn't reach back. Instead, Liam took a step away from me. His eyes, usually so warm, were ice cold. The music stopped. The chatter died down. The entire pack was watching. Elara, stop! Liam, I whispered, my heart hammering against my ribs. Can't you feel it? Where I feel it. He interrupted, his voice echoing off the stone walls. But I will not accept it. He straightened his jacket, looking over my head as if I were invisible, as if I were trash. I am the future beta of the Silver Moon Pack. I need a mate who can shift. I need a Luna who can bear strong pups, not a wolfless human defect. He took a deep breath, and the air left the room. I, Liam Thorne, reject you, Elara Vance, as my fated mate. The pain hit me instantly. It wasn't just emotional, it was physical. It felt like a bond snapping in my chest, a physical tear in my soul. I fell to my knees, gasping for air, clutching my chest. I looked up through my tears, hoping to see regret on his face. There was none. He was already turning away. He was already walking toward Jessica, the head warrior's daughter. Take her out, Liam ordered the guards, waving a hand at me. She's ruining the party. Two rough hands grabbed my arms, hauling me up. I didn't fight them. I couldn't. My wolf, or the tiny spark of spirit I had, was howling in agony. They dragged me to the heavy oak doors and shoved me out into the cold night. I stumbled, scraping my knees on the gravel. Don't come back until the Alpha says so, one of the guards sneered before slamming the doors shut. I was alone, on my 18th birthday, rejected, humiliated, broken. I couldn't stay there. I couldn't listen to the music starting up again inside, knowing Liam was probably dancing with Jessica, knowing he was probably going to mark her tonight just to prove a point. I ran. I didn't know where I was going. I just let my feet carry me away from the pack house, away from the laughter, away from the pain. I ran until my lungs burned and the fancy dress I had saved up for months to buy was torn by briars. I found myself at the edge of the Blackwood Forest. We were forbidden to go in there. The elders said it was rogue territory. They said monsters lived in the shadows. But tonight, the monsters inside the pack house seemed scarier than anything in the woods. So I crossed the border. The forest was silent, unnaturally silent. The moonlight filtered through the canopy, casting long, twisted shadows on the ground. I walked for what felt like hours, shivering in the cold air, until my legs gave out. I collapsed at the base of a massive ancient oak tree, curling into a ball. Why? I sobbed into the dark. Why give me a mate just to take him away? Because fate makes mistakes. Little wolf, the voice didn't come from my head. It came from the shadows. It was deep, dark, vibrating with power that made the hair on my arms stand up. I froze. Who's there? Leaves crunched. A figure stepped out from behind a tree. He was huge, easily 6'5", with shoulders that strained against a tailored black suit that looked out of place in the wild. His face was in shadow, but I could see his eyes. They were glowing, not the yellow of a beta or the orange of a gamma. They were red, the color of an alpha or a demon. I scrambled back, pressing myself against the tree bark. I didn't know anyone was here. I'm leaving. You are trespassing on my land, the man said, taking a slow step toward me. He didn't sound angry. He sounded curious, like a predator inspecting a trapped rabbit. I'm sorry, I stammered, my voice trembling. I'm from the Silver Moon Pack. I needed to get away. Silver Moon, he mused. He took another step. He was close now, too close. I could smell him. And that was when my heart stopped. He didn't smell like pine or rain. He smelled like dark chocolate, burning wood, and danger. Intoxicating, terrifying danger. He crouched down in front of me. His hand, large and warm, reached out and tilted my chin up. The moonlight hit his face. He was devastatingly handsome. Sharp jawline, cruel lips, and a scar running through his left eyebrow. But it was the look in his eyes that froze me. He wasn't looking at me like I was a trespasser. He was looking at me like I was his. "You've been crying," he said softly, his thumb brushing away a tear on my cheek. The touch sent a jolt of electricity down my spine that was 10 times stronger than what I felt with Liam, my mate. I whispered, the rejection still fresh. He rejected me. The stranger's eyes narrowed. The red glow intensified. A low growl rumbled in his chest, a sound so primal it made the ground beneath me vibrate. "He rejected you?" he asked, his voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. "Yes." I sniffled. He said I was wolfless. "A defect," the man laughed. It was a dark, humorless sound. "Wolfless," he mocked. "You are not wolfless, little one. Your power is just sleeping, waiting for a king to wake it up." He leaned in, his lips brushing against the shell of my ear, and he was a fool, because I don't reject what is mine. My breath hitched. "Yours?" He pulled back, his red eyes locking onto mine with possessive intensity. "I am Damon Blackwood, Alpha of the Blood Moon Pack. And you, Elara Vance, are coming home with me."